Today I'll be showing you how I painted Lucius the Eternal. I sort of modified the figure a little because originally he's got a skin tabard, which I thought was really pointless compared to his skin armor, which we'll talk about later. So I filled in the stitch pattern with liquid green stuff to apply it's just a normal tabard. I guess I should have also cut off the little extra hanging off the side of his belt, given that the tabard goes up to his stomach. I wasn't a fan of also the part around his leg, but that would have been way too hard to get off. I kind of got the tentacle to stick against the layer blade so it won't snap, and I also didn't attach the top fun juice because I was already screaming, why did they make the collar separate from the torso, and then the head, and then the tongue? I didn't even really like it sticking up so far from the backpack, and it was just so finicky, and the connection point was so small, and I dropped it, so whatever. After a primer of black, I jumped straight to the metallics with polished silver and glittering loot metallic speed paint. You can use Glorious Gold by Vallejo if you messed up on the gold, and polished gold on the highlight on the layer blade handle. Base coat the armor with Wicked Pink, and then I base coated all the light areas with a mix of matte gray airbrush primer and Doomfire drab by Army Painter. You probably should have also base coated the pink with this, but whatever. As we move up the triad with Impish Rogue, and you probably should stop here, but I went up another with Pixie Pink. Lucius has special armor. If you kill him and take any pleasure in it whatsoever, he'll be reborn in you in a few days, and you'll be cursed to his armor forever. So we paint Lucius's head with Pale Witch flesh, and then all the faces on his armor use whatever skin tones you have. More than just white people exist. I even used some green skin to imply an orc did it. I kind of painted it thin and then just glazed on the pixie pink. Then we paint his tongue and his drug tanks with Sick Green by Vallejo. Then I painted the tabard with Sunset Pink by Vallejo, the perfect Barbie pink. I painted the whip thing he has with Heavy Red by Vallejo. You can also use Corn Red. And I kind of tried highlighting it with the Sunset Pink and ended up just mixing the two together and painted the whole thing. Painted his head skin with Dreadful Visage contrast paint. Painted his belt with Galvorback Red, which is crimson. Fairy dust on his belt gem and pale sand on the teeth around his collar and his hoof. The primary Space Marine he's staying on is an Iron Hand because the Emperor's children have a rivalry with them. People like to paint them in metallic black these days, which I don't really like. I kind of like the Forge World greenish tone. It's very unique. I guess it makes more sense with Dark Angels, but whatever. I mix Exile Green and a little bit of black. Highlight the green on Lucius with Jungle Green by Army Painter. Of course, the inevitable magenta tone, purple tone, light tone, green tone, yada yada. I prefer the magenta tone on pink over Carenberg crimson, but I used that Carenberg on the tongue and the tabard. Highlight the Iron Hand with the Exile Green and Dark Gray instead, and then I used some Magos Purple and Glaze Medium on the layer blade. Eventually, the extra tabard stuff on the side just got to me, and it was far too late to cut it off and glue a grenade to him like the 30k figure. But then I remembered on the old Lucius model, he's got a little bit of paper to his Slaanesh logo. So I painted over it with Iraqi sand mixed with pale sand. Shaded with brown wash and put a couple transfers from the generic Chaos Space Marine kit on. And after a matte varnish, here they are. What do you think? You think they look cool? Do you not? How will you paint them any different? Hit me up in the comments below, as well as hitting the like button and the subscribe button for more.